Hello, audience of Asia Business Leaders. I'm Mei Mei Song from Plaza Premium Group. Lovely to meet you. We started in Hong Kong 26 years ago. We started the concept of a first independent lounge in the world. The idea was that before that, independent lounges were only for first class and business class passengers. However, my father, Mr. Song, he's like, why can I not pay per use? I might not be able to afford a first and business class ticket, but I would love the convenience of a lounge while I await my flight because it's so chaotic sometimes outside. So he pitched the concept and formulated this concept where let's have a lounge open to the public. COVID was a huge challenge to us. It was global. And it also went on for a lot longer. And obviously travel industry was very heavily impacted. And this was a big challenge. And it's scary because at that point, you can't even see the light at the end of the tunnel. But we focus on what the future could be. How will people's travel patterns shift? So I think actually during this period, the aviation community really banded together. So we find products and experiences and services that match the needs of audiences. Innovation starts with wearing the shoes of the audience. Even when I travel, I'm not only looking at the airport, but I'm also looking at the passengers to understand how are they using and consuming the whole overall experience. What I want to do is I want to break expectation. People are like, oh, lounge, okay, I'll get some food. But I'm like, how do you have people imagine more, see more? So another example is all the intervals, go cocktail bar. Sometimes at night, you'd like to have a cocktail, but you're like, oh, where can I, you can't even name one bar. And I'm like, why should we not have one? Why can't you celebrate and start your journey here at the airport? You should be like, oh, 我要早啲去機場，因為有呢個 bar. So I think that's kind of the origin of a lot of our innovation. So ESG is a big topic and something very close to my heart. We worked with the airport to build a carbon neutral lounge. In Helsinki, we also, in all our lounges, we removed all single-use plastic. Also, you'll see some of the showers, the taps, everything, and also even our bottle usage. I think it's a journey, but in all, our direction is to build a more sustainable future. I really integrate my work with my life. I do enjoy looking at, new brands, new concepts, new experiences. And I'm also that person who's roaming at the airport, observing people. When the team has gone back to bed, I come back out, and I walk around the airport to see. Also hearing from our staff, hearing from our teams who meet the people every day and what their suggestions are. And I guess lastly, you need to try, you need to push. If it's done and everyone does it, you're not special. And I always remember that. I think one of the most important things is you have to walk the walk and talk the talk, right? But also lead by example. A lot of things that we do in PPG are usually firsts. There's not something that you can follow because we are in our niche category. But what I can do is I have reference points. You need a plan to try. After you try, you have to review and then try again. We must have the guts to push, but we also have to have the discipline to review. And if it isn't, you also have to prepare to be like, that didn't work, let's move on. Or if it worked, how do you magnify that and strengthen that? The way I approach things is I'm very transparent. I tell why I'm doing it, and I explain the logic of why I'm doing it. And I hope that everyone's on board. But I think that's the fastest way because we're so fast growing. I mean, 10 years ago, we probably had 100 so locations. I have over 300 locations today. So the company, the organization, how we make decisions, how we innovate, how we shift has to change. Over communicating and just being very transparent is probably the way forward. Being a mom is never easy. The art is to make it look easy. I think the most important is to enjoy. If you enjoy it, if you enjoy being a parent, if you enjoy work, it just works. You'll know exactly when I started having children because all our lounges started having nursing rooms. We started having coloring sheets. But it's also because you wear the shoes, as I mentioned earlier, you wear the shoes of a mother. In some locations, like in Helsinki, in Cebu, in Dubai, in Finland, we have playrooms, and they're Montessori playrooms. They're all wood toys, and we introduced these because we understood the importance of it. I think the value of hard work is really, really important. I think any parent would agree you would give everything and anything for your parents, and kids are very lucky these days, whether in terms of experiences, they get to travel a lot more, they see a lot more, they're exposed to a lot more. For them to understand and appreciate and have value is really important. I don't have a role model per se. I have a lot of mentors. There's a lot of people I look up to and I learn from. But I do think the two people who really influenced me would be my parents. My mother is also a working mother. She still works in the company. She's always been not afraid to be herself and not afraid to be bold. You will see like our actually gender balance in our company. Partially, I think it's thanks to her and, not taking a passive role. And I think these things really, help shape a company in the direction. There's all these other things, like there's luck, there's right timing, but I think that those things are not enough. Every entrepreneur you ask works very hard. I think the second thing is to think big, push the boundaries, think further, plan. I am always learning. I'm curious, I'm open-minded, I'm always wanting to hear and listen. And also it's okay to fail. Yeah, it's a bit like embarrassing, it's a bit, you feel a bit defeated, but it's okay. Like people make mistakes, how you improve from it is that critical point. So our commitment is to make travel better. I think what we do is we understand pain points and put a solution or create a solution. We chose Umeda because Osaka is such a big travel destination. This was one of a key connector. From the airport, going into the city, a lot of people took the bus. I could see people did not know where to put their bags. So all of this was kind of the origin of why we created something like the lounge in Umeda. There's ways to make it more comfortable, ways to be more convenient, ways to make it more efficient.